Okay, so this is somewhat kind of an extra. I wanted to get some stuff out that I am not able to get out on the new video, and I think you'll be getting the new video early next week. I'm going to try to sync it up, like I said, but I know that I won't be able to get out as much as I want. The episode is dedicated to a special purpose, which you'll figure out then. And I don't want to put so much of myself in there, but I saw a lot of opportunity to say something very important. And usually that something very important has a lot to do with gaming. What can I say? I hosted Dark Dungeons for a while, and so I have a lot to say about gaming. It happens. So, um, back in about a month ago, when Robin Williams died, I came out with PTSD, the fact that I had PTSD. And I will be mentioning that on the show, but not as in depth as I'd like to. Um, I mentioned it, and depending on what frequency you catch me on, because I'm all over the net these days, I am fat with internet. I, you may or may not know, but now you do. So there you are. It it's one of those things that it took a long time to come out with, and I mean, I'm sure you can understand why a lot of you know issues have a lot of stigma. And when Robin Williams died, it became a huge deal that he was bipolar, and everyone started asking what bipolar means. And then other people started coming out as bipolar, Stephen Fry and Jim Carrey, and so then I came out because I felt like people need to be more aware of what this means. And I think it's really important to demystify everything. And that's another reason why I'm going to say what I'm going to say on the next show. Oh, I know, I'm a lady of mystery. So, here's the thing with gaming and how this all ties in together. So, I was on a forum, and I usually don't talk on forums, I'm just a lurker, really. And finally, I got fed up with the forum posts that talked about how we have to be careful with how we game because there are people with PTSD who might get triggered. And so we have to watch, say, violence. We have to watch rapes. We have to watch torture. We can't have any of this in our game. In other words, we can't have anything deep or real in our game because we're watching out for the little PTSD people. They might freak out. And, I got sick of the idea that people are treating us like babies. And I finally spoke up. And you have to realize what a monumental moment this was for me because I had spent, oh, I don't know, 37, 38, 39, somewhere in there, years of my life being scared to death to say anything to anyone because the person that did this to me had me very convinced that he would kill me if I talked. This is how serious it was. And I knew that he could because from birth to 10, he, killed me several times, I guess. I mean, that's how it felt. He would do things to me that would make me completely go out. And he would, kill animals to make sure that he knew that he could kill anything. And so there was a big fear that, yes, he could kill me. And that doesn't just go away because you grow up. So what happened was I finally said, hey, don't speak for me. Please don't speak for me. I mean, I have gamed since 90, yeah, 1990, and I love conflict. I mean, bring on the rape, bring on the torture. If you think that you're going to scare me with your little pretend world, I have news for you, pal. I lived the real thing, and no pretend is going to frighten me because, it's pretend world and with pretend people. And as much as we get involved in our psychology, and we're kind of living through these people, there's this recognition that this is a safe place. So, involved
When
in
you're playing with
our
someone who's
psychology,
actually
and
we're
lived a worse situation than you can throw in front of them, you kind of gotta realize this person has survived this shit and they're a badass. I mean, what more can you do to them? What do you think with your pretend little imaginations you can throw at them that would actually make them go off? And really, to top that off, seriously, guys, the thing that would make me go off is something that you would probably not even consider, and nobody would consider at that table. And when it comes right down to it, I would suck it up and not ruin everyone's game just because I'm having little twinges of issue. If seriously, please stop pretending that your issues, I can only imagine, are your issues with those issues, are mine and not yours. My God. So that's an issue that really pisses me off. That I'm somewhat somehow being coddled, but when I say, no, 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 man, it's okay, throw it at me, I can handle it. In fact, I want to handle it. I want to see how my character rises to this challenge and beats the crap out of the fucker that did it to her. Um, and they say, oh, no, no, no. What your opinion doesn't matter. uh, that's really patronizing, and it totally pisses me off. Funny thing about that conversation too was it was anonymous, so I guess I felt a little safer about that. And by the way, I'm not afraid anymore. So what happens when I'm not afraid anymore? This is what happens. I'm talking about it in public. um, a lot because I don't want anyone to think that because they have some sort of disability that they can't do anything they want because they can. I guess I'm proof of that. And two, later on in this post, someone started accusing me of wearing my PTSD like a badge. I mean, yeah, seriously. I'm wearing it like a badge. I am scared to death to be talking to you in the first place. I feel like, sometime in the night he's gonna come and kill me. And I realized that it was an irrational fear. I mean, I realized that at the point, like, he's gonna get off his lazy ass and somehow he's gonna know that I did this and he's gonna come kill me. Irrational, totally irrational, but at the time, someone who's been programmed to believe this, it's still in the back of your head. And I'm somehow wearing this like a badge. Like, I'm proud that I have this. Right, yeah, okay. So you have flashbacks, you have nightmares, you have, night sweats and terrors and all kinds of these wonderful, funky things. I'm so proud to have this. Anyone who could choose not to would. And in some ways, I guess I'm choosing not to because every symptom that I had is almost all completely gone. And, cognitive therapy, it'll do it. So, I mean, that's what you get for coming out and just saying, hey guys, stop patronizing me. So, yeah. I guess if people are going to believe what they're going to believe and they're going to think that their way is best, and what I have to say, I guess, ultimately is if you're going to have a closed-minded GM who is going to play their way regardless and not listen to what you have to say, I would do what I would do with every other closed-minded GM that doesn't listen to their players. and tell them to get lost. I fortunately have a really cool open-minded GM. In fact, I'm gonna go play Warhammer. Doesn't this shirt look like a Warhammer shirt? Seriously. So I'm gonna go play Warhammer in about an hour and a half. And I'm gonna play a cannibal and a sadist. And we're gonna go kill some people and very likely eat them. It's Warhammer 40k and I am damn evil. So that's cool. I can do that because I have a game master that doesn't patronize me and lets me play whatever the hell I want. And that's awesome. So, moral of the story, play whatever character the hell you like, and if you run into a GM that, it's their way or the highway, or they feel like you're a pretty soft little princess, even if you're a guy, and, thinks that you should be coddled and treated like a little baby, even though, you've seen things you can't even imagine, or, you know, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, until we meet again,